golden wildfire into the chasm.
Where am I?
Stay where you are. It would be best if you refrained from bringing out any weapons as well.
Wait, Edelgard? Hold on. What are all three of you doing here?
I have the same question. It appears we've been swallowed up by some kind of strange magic.
That's the long and short of it. But isn't all of this your doing?
When we awoke, we found ourselves here, in this dark and ominous void.
Don't tell me you can't remember what happened. You suddenly transformed and started attacking your friends. Luckily, we managed to knock you out and capture you. But it wasn't long before you came to and escaped. I was told that you were acting like someone else entirely.
I guess that kinda rings a bell. The last thing I remember is Arval telling me to slay the Ashen Demon. At least, I think it was Arval.
Arval?
The voice in my head. We've known each other for a few years now. Sounds pretty out there, right? This is why I never mentioned it.
And you claim this Arval suddenly decided to turn on you.
I know how it sounds, but yeah. There are two things I can say for sure. The first is that Arval's magic is what dragged us all in here. And the second is that there's no one in my head anymore.
How can you be certain?
Because I don't feel them. At least, not in my mind. Arval's somewhere else now. Somewhere distant.
I don't mean for this to be an interrogation, but distant? From where? This story of yours is hardly convincing.
Well, you do seem to be your old self again. That, if nothing else, makes me want to believe what you're saying.
At the very least, I hope you know a way out of this fathomless prison.
About that, I know I said distant, but Arval's definitely here with us somewhere. If we can find them and figure out what magic they used on us, we might just be able to escape.
That sounds wildly optimistic.
It sure does. But considering we don't know a thing about this place, we might as well give it a shot.
In that case, let's begin looking around and see if we can't find any clues to where we are.
Welcome back to Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes. And after that long exposition dump that opened the chapter, here we are in Zaharas, the abyss of everyone but of those that slither in the dark. No one really wants to be here, but thanks to Arval's little temper tantrum, here we are.
I have to say, this isn't how I imagined Fodlan's three most powerful leaders would be coming together.
Indeed. I hesitate to even consider the look on Hubert's face right now.
I don't think anyone's too worried about me, though. Vanishing without a word is kind of what I do. Even now that I'm the king of the Federation, it looks like I'm as unreliable as ever.
Or perhaps it's the opposite, and your people think you reliable precisely because you always return. It must be nice having friends you can depend on to handle important matters in your absence.
And it must feel lousy to realize no one wants to do your job, Edelgard.
I'm glad to see your tongue remains as agile as ever. Let's try moving our feet instead, shall we?
Hey, I can do both if you want. It's definitely not an either-or kind of situation. So, Edelgard, say the four of us get out of here in one piece. What are you planning to do about Dimitri? Maybe we should join forces and take him on together.
You're such a bore sometimes, Claude. And is that a serious proposal?
Well, I suppose it would be easier for me if the kingdom stuck around. After all, I get the feeling that if we divide Fodlan between the Empire and the Federation, I'll be the one holding the short end of that stick. Our goal is to deal with Rhea and the Central Church, not to unify Fodlan.
You never have been one to mince words, have you? Well then, allow me to match your honesty. It would be more convenient for me if the kingdom ceased to exist. The Central Church has a much closer relationship with Fargus than with the other regions. Even were we to capture the Archbishop and force her to dismantle the upper echelons of the Church, it wouldn't be enough. The roots of that organization run deep.
Hold on. You're just looking to capture Rhea? You're not gonna, get rid of her?
Is it not enough to subdue a foe and remove them from power?
I'm just surprised. I would have expected you to be more...
Oh, my lord.
And here I thought you wanted to pursue a peaceful solution.
Hey, give me some credit. If I didn't like to rock the boat, Lester would have been swallowed up by the Empire ages ago. I have ambitions, Edelgard. Real ones. I won't go into details, but I'm definitely fighting to make them a reality.
All that, and you're not planning to enlighten me? Unreliable and stingy. I, for one, have no qualms with telling you my ambitions. I seek to destroy the irrational power structure that shackles Fodlan.
Just Fodlan, huh?
Come again?
Hey, don't get me wrong. That's a goal I can get behind. That's why we're working together. But I'd be grateful if my own ambitions can be fulfilled at the end of your path of conquest.
I'd like to believe that is possible. At least for now, we can work together to achieve a common goal. And perhaps someday our pact will become a more permanent one. I hope so, at any rate.
Same here. But before that, we need to find a way out of this place.
Honestly, from what I've kind of just learned on that, yeah, it ain't it's not a matter of if Edelgard is going to turn on us. It's a matter of when. And while that might be beyond the scope of this game's story, it definitely just seems like we're just doomed for another war. Another war once the kingdom and the church is out of the way. We're gonna need these once we get through this chapter, because it'll be the last time I'll be able to do any promotions. Really? I can't make him any more powerful? Oh, that's not exactly fair. Alright, I think I got... Let's go and do the next talk.
Well, I'm stumped.
Well, being truthful isn't exactly gonna help.
Oh boy.
Oh, please.
Dimitri, we need to talk. I'm just gonna come out and say it. After the war, I'm going to abolish the Central Church and depose the Archbishop. The people of Fodlan have been shackled by this decrepit system for too long, and I'm ending it.
You're going to do away with the church?
That's right. Think about it. Who steals your freedom and gives you an endless list of duties and obligations simply because you have a crest? Who forces you and your friends into a bunch of unwanted marriages and positions of power? The church even forbids any official contact with outside regions. Not exactly great for Fargus, right? Being as close to Serang and Albinia as you are.
But to be clear, your quarrel is with the church, yes? Not with Fargus itself?
Exactly. We have nothing to gain by fighting you. And really, our enemy isn't the actual church so much as the people at the top who make all the decisions.
I understand where you're coming from, Claude. And on a personal level, I actually agree with you.
But as a king, you're opposed.
Yes, for 3 reasons. First, abolishing the church would deny the king's right to rule Fargus. Without one, the people will descend into chaos and war. Would you be able to take responsibility for such a thing once it came to pass? Second, recklessly discarding the church will only incite discord among the clergy and its supporters. And finally, a revolution of this nature will not only mean casualties among the common folk, but will endanger your own life as well.
Leaving the first two for a second, I have some serious issues with that last one. I'm glad you're concerned for my safety, but I can take care of myself.
But don't you see?
But will you always be able to?
To depose are human, just as you are. No matter what ingenious scheme you come up with, or how careful you try to be, they will suffer. And their vengeance will eventually find you, no matter how hard you try to stave it off. I know full well the guilt that accompanies such actions, and the retribution they provoke.
Everyone has to deal with the consequences of their decisions. If you let it rule you, Fodlan never changes. And if it doesn't change, it'll just fall apart.
But not taking the time to look where you're going will only lead you to stumble and fall. And if there are those who would be hurt by this, I consider it my duty to help them.
There you go, trying to save everyone again. You really are too good for me.
To be honest, I'm jealous of how you're not burdened with the same restrictions.
In the world I'm trying to create, you wouldn't be burdened by them either. You could even... No, forget that. I'm serious about what I said, though. And I really do admire how you want to save everyone. Honestly, if you weren't a king, I think we could have been friends.
I feel much the same. Had I joined with you, I might have been able to see a different vision of Fodlan.
I really would have liked to see Edo and Dimitri have their own chat, but we don't get it.
Yeesh. You can't tell forward from back in here. Let's try over that way, maybe?
Good idea. It seems different from the rest of the void. Look out!
So it failed. Has my skill degraded that sharply over the years?
Arval.
I have been searching for you. And look what you brought me. The three who fancy themselves sovereigns, ruling over that abomination's wretched spawn. What unexpected luck. I do hope you are all prepared to face death this day.
So this is Arval, is it? Undo this sorcery and return us from whence we came, demon.
Oh, I do not think that will be happening. But even if I desire to accede to your wishes, the great forbidden spell of Zaharas is a one-way journey. None can escape this eternal darkness.
I vote we kill this thing and see what happens. Who's with me?
Something tells me they wouldn't
Agreed,
let us
Claude.
only to suffer the same fate as us. If this being can free themselves from this void, it stands to reason that so too can we.
Then try cutting me down if you like. Sadly, what you see before you is but an illusion. I have a task to fulfill, and once it is accomplished, I shall leave this place alone.
Arval, wait! What task are you talking about? Why did you use me? What are you trying to do here?
Ah, but you are mistaken. I am not Arval. My name is Epimedes, an ordinary man who vowed to kill the beast which set the earth ablaze. Do you not comprehend my purpose? I must save this world and its true people. That is why I chose to pass my consciousness down through the ages. And you are the vessel for that consciousness.
What does that mean?
Well then, let's go ahead and find out what that means and get through with today's mission. Can't switch the formation around, so let's just get into the fight.
And how far are you willing to go? Will you cut down your own friends to reach me?
Here I go. No mistakes.
Yeah, this is
They
one.
must learn
Yeah, and pretty much.
Let's try this. Let's see how this goes.
And with as much as I put into everyone, they keep Dimitri and Edelgard still under the low.
Hubert? No. It must be a double.
And all goes another movies.
Indistinguishable from the real thing. This is vile sorcery indeed. Majesty, why are you consorting with the enemy? Is right where you want him.
Why are you... No. This is a deception. The man I know would never raise a weapon at me.
The Emperor is before you. Deal the killing blow. You can't fool me. If you were really, would understand.
Claude, no! Don't do this! I can't believe you would hurt me.
This is harder than I thought. I mean, how do we know for sure they're not real?
It's nothing.
But as we go through this fight, we got a bit of bad news to go through in the gaming world. And of course, it comes from Sony. As you may have heard earlier this week, Sony have announced two very bad pieces of news. One, the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation Vita versions of their eShop are set to be begin shutdown worldwide this August for Mexico, Honduras, and much of Latin America, with a plan to have a complete shutdown on that end, and by July of 2027 for the rest of the world. Why is this important? Because both the PS3, Vita, and PSP versions of the store was the last bit of bastion for if you wanted to play through buy and play through your older games from the PS1 and PlayStation Portable 1, PS2, and PSP libraries. All of them have been cut. Not for good. Meanwhile, while the PlayStation Plus is there, the selection isn't as good as it needs to be to justify buying from it. And then the news gets worse. In January of 2028, Sony will be discontinuing all recording, essentially all manufacture of the Blu-ray formats. The very console they used to make. Pretty much the format they use for the PS4, PS5, and PS5 Lord. So just another big blow to physical gaming, and ensuring that this will be there's a possibility that it will be all digital for the PS6 once it launches. And remember, you don't own your digitally owned games. All you do is just buy. That is just a long-term rental.
We will proceed as planned. We must strive to perform to the best of our ability.
Let's try this. Let's see how this goes. I can spot one fake, but how do I tell which Edelgard and Dimitri are on my side?
Perhaps each of us should take on their own double to prevent confusion.
That's not a bad idea.
This darkness is a mirror for the soul, and once a soul is imprisoned here, it is eternally
But
severed from
honestly,
the
this
world.
has just been great. Because Sony and the same topic is going to apply to Microsoft once they get to it. Because their logic about this is that, no, that they make more money from the digital storefront than they do from physically. And honestly, when I first started seeing this happen back in 2010, I thought that would have been the future anyway, and be a good thing. Because, hey, with the digital storefront, games will be cheaper. Or at the very least, the quality would mean we will get these games. The justified price for a $67 game means it will be packed with content. Because I genuinely thought that manufacturing was the biggest cost to the development of a game, and what justifies its price point. But unfortunately, I'm very much fool about it.
Is that all?
But how do you feel about this massive blow to how games are going to be coming forward to? Are you angry at the fact that you'll be cutting back, or are you indifferent? Or are you basically someone who wants to explain why this is a good thing?
Here I go. No mistakes.
Because if you do, just leave it in the comment, but be prepared to just explain in a level of detail that that this will make sense. Yes, and won't just enrage everyone around you. We'll be back over here to the battle. Well, this is gonna take a while. Oh God, go down already.
No problem, I got it. Gotta stay on guard. I feel like I just slew my twin brother.
Okay, phantoms are down.
That's the last of the illusions.
So it would seem.
At least now we're certain they're not real. We can cut them down without mercy.
Again? Please tell me we're gonna find that guy this time.
Let's get searching.
Well, that's one thing that probably screwed everything up on Epic's end. If he just waited till we were delusional and starving, he probably could have just picked us all off from there. But here he is. Let's go deal with this.
Let's see how this goes.
Here I go. No mistakes. They must learn who they're up against.
We will proceed as planned.
Now have the grace to lay down your lives and let the world you've torn apart heal.
Take a breather.
Ah, there you are, my partner in destiny.
You're not Arvon. And even if you were, I'd bust you all the
think I got him in there, but if not, I got another one ready to go.
Unfortunate, but you are forcing my hand.
To surrender. Oh, the Pulo Reinatus.
Here I go. No mistakes. Here I go. They must learn who they're up.
Let's try this. Let's see how this goes.
We will proceed as planned. We must strive to perform to the best of our...
Not a problem.
So even our mercenary friend gets offended.
Watch
This is
this.
going to take all of us. Time to put our differences aside.
Why does it have to be you? I don't want to fight you. It's not often a gal gets to fight herself. I think I'm gonna enjoy this. Okay, I hate this. It even thinks like me.
No escape. Witness my true power. Not good enough.
Already lost. I will end you.
My attacks aren't getting through. What's going on?
None can stand before
Oh, they are.
What about our phantom mercenary friend? We know we can harm the illusions, right?
Best take a shot. You've already lost. I will end you.
I've awaited this moment.
Finished. Nice try.
I refuse to hold back. You won't stop me. This should suffice.
Ooh, that took a good chunk of health off. Alright.
I'm forced to do this myself. So be it. Come at me if you dare.
Our adversary has finally run out of
And you broke the barrier for no good reason. At least give me something where I have to like break the barrier through my own skill. This is just you being stupid.
Are we changing places?
How much more must I sacrifice?
Never be too careful.
Your life.
Now leave!
Well, Epi, to borrow a quote for a quote from a certain prince, the only fantasy you're living here is your own, and we will be its final witnesses.
This isn't over. Be gone with you! The cycle of this world must be protected! fool! Why must you resist me so?
You know my reason. The tomorrow we're fighting for. The choice is ours to make!
It's incredible. Just how strong you've become.
Arval.
You have grown more than I ever thought possible. And yet... I've never felt more alone.
Looks like we made it out in one piece.
Are you sure about that? I still have no idea what's going on.
Arval, or Epimedes, I suppose, has vanished, and we've been returned to where we started. Perhaps we should just consider this a victory, an ironic one, as we achieved it by working together.
Fair enough. So, what happens now?
I can't speak for Edelgard, but I'm not exactly itching to fight you. Whatever's in store for us, let's say we just call a truce for now.
I wouldn't have been able to return here had it not been for your assistance, as well as Claude's. Letting you walk away may not be the soundest of tactics, but at this point I see no other option.
Agreed. Let's consider all debts paid.
But just to be clear, I crushed you once, and I can do so again.
Right. I gotta admit, I never saw any of this coming.
In truth, I can't say I much expected any of this.
Still, it got us talking again, and that's gotta be worth something.
Well, I should be off. I hope we can do this again sometime. The speaking part, anyway.
In that case, I will depart as well. I'm sure everyone must be quite concerned for me by now.
See you both on the other side of this war. Well, my friend, are you ready to get out of here? We still have one more enemy to deal with before all of this can end. Archbishop Rhea awaits.
Well, folks, next time the final chapter begins. Until then, thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you like what you saw here, and I'll see you next time.